does not have a time machine. But she is a very talented person. She is here on the Science Riot lineup, but her day job is a member of the Biological Sciences faculty at Georgia Tech, and she's going to teach you some interesting things. So please welcome to the stage, Jennifer Levy!
I'm Jennifer Levy. I'm the director of the Urban Honeybee Project at Georgia Tech. Go Hymenopterans! All right, as part of my job, I frequently get asked to give talks at other universities or schools or beekeeping clubs. And no matter what I intend to go in and talk about, inevitably the conversation stops and I get bombarded with questions when the topic of honeybee sex comes up. So tonight, I thought I'd just cut to the chase and give you what you really want, if sex is what you really want. Is it? Is it? I need to hear you say yes. All right, consent, check. All right. If we're going to talk about honeybee sex, first we need to figure out which honeybees actually have sex. Honeybees are social insects. They live in colonies, which means that not all individuals reproduce. In fact, almost all of the bees in a honeybee colony are worker bees, which are females who've determined that it is unnecessary to have sex. So, tech people, I think you'll understand this. We're very busy. We don't need to fool around with that bullshit. Yeah. Okay, that leaves us with queens and drones, which are male bees. So, let's see here. We'll start with the drones because, like human males, they're simple and easy to understand. Right. They are easy to understand because they only have one thing on their minds: manly donuts with holes. No, of course, they have sex on the brain, right? And honeybee sex happens in a very unusual way. It happens about a mile away from the hive and 100 feet in the air in these clouds of male bees called drone congregation areas. And drones will fly to these areas. They're like flying single spars in the sky. Drones will fly to these areas every single day, several times a day sometimes, until they either get lucky or winter comes. So it takes a lot of energy to make these flights, right? They have to rest up and fuel up all day long. They sleep in. They walk over to the honey refrigerator, open it up, have a little snack, turn on the TV, watch a little Kelly Ripa. I love Kelly Ripa. Take a little nap. They go into the bathroom. They brush their hair with their honeycomb. And then they head out. They head out and they go out and fly to the drone congregation area. Now there are some physical challenges associated with this flight, right? And honeybee males keep their penis tucked inside their bodies. Scientists call this an endophallus. Bees call this a way to keep their dick from flapping around when they're flying to the drone congregation I forgot a joke. Should I go back to the joke? All right, I know you guys have been trying to do math in your heads for a while. I've been trying too. Because remember when we were talking about those drone congregation areas? In case you were wondering, and you were just doing math that whole time, you forgot the last joke. You were like, missed the last joke. 100 feet is a mile high in bee feet. All right, I know. So back to the physical challenges. Another physical challenge is how to stay connected during mating in the air. So the drones approach the queens from above, and they grasp hold with all 6 of their legs. And they have an extra little kind of grappling hook at the base of their penis called a cornula clasper. That engages as well. Then they squeeze their abdominal muscles, and they inflate their endophallus, now it's an exophallus, and they put it in the sting chamber of the queen. The whole process takes less than 5 seconds. Sound familiar? Right. So you might be wondering, you know, this drone is attached so tightly, how does he quite literally get off? Well, this is how that happens. He ejaculates, right? He ejaculates with such force and vigor that it actually ruptures the endophallus. And you can, sometimes you can hear this. The human ear can hear this as an audible popping sound. And it flings the drone backwards, and he falls backwards, spilling his guts, falling to the ground dead. Right? All right, so that leaves us with the queen. All right, queens are the most misunderstood bees in the hive. People think about the queen as some sort of majestic monarch who rules and is mature and all of this, but in fact, queens are the wild girls of the hive. They leave as young adults, run away from home to the drone congregation area during spring break. It is spring break right now, right? Yeah, so they fly away to the drone congregation areas with the goal of filling an organ that they have in their abdomen called a spermatheca, which is basically a sperm sac that they fill, they bring back to the hive, and they use it to fertilize eggs throughout their life. That first drone, unfortunately, made barely a dent in the spermatheca. Queens have like a huge appetite for sperm. So they'll go back for seconds and thirds, and much like the lunch crowd at the Golden Corral, will keep mating and mating and mating until she's mated with like 20 different drones. And if you think she's well fucked now, just hold the phone. All right, when she returns to the hive, her ovaries start to swell and grow, and until her ass gets so big. Her ass is so big that when she butt dials everybody's phone. Okay. Yes, her ovaries swell and swell and swell, and then once they're fully mature, she starts to lay 1,000 eggs a day. And then at the peak of the summer, she'll have 50,000 children living in the hive with her. Now she's fucked. You can kind of imagine bedtime in the hive, right? So children gather around. Mommy, 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 why is the sky blue? Mommy, 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 why do humans eat their boogers? Mommy, 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 how did Daddy die? Well, dear, it went a little something like this. Thank you, good night.